Crissa.
Hi.
What can you say? What's happened so far?
They unlocked me from the unit, so I was sitting chained to the gate with a banner that was talking about the fact that we just found out that during the drilling of the K&H injection well, the second well, they had a spill that resulted in 12 tons of contaminated soil and water, which is why that we're here. And this is coming on the heels of having done everything that we could as Athens County citizens and including our elected officials to stop the permitting of this well.
Are you going to be arrested? Do you know what's happening with you at this point?
I believe that I'm getting a citation for trespass.
Could you speak to what value you see in this type of protest and what you're trying to accomplish?
Well, at this point, we've done everything that we can to shut down or to stop the permitting of the second K&H, including a lawsuit, and they're still going, there's a pending lawsuit, and they're still going ahead and drilling and bringing in the waste, and K&H is not safe, and they've given us no choice but to stop it with our bodies.
How long have you been planning this today's protest?
I don't even know, I'm not sure, and so I can't really answer that. We found out that the spill happened in mid-January, and just through somebody asking for facility reports, did we find out within the last couple of weeks that the spill happened, and we've filed a formal complaint with the EPA, and the EPA spill response team had to come out to supervise the cleanup. And even with that spill, they didn't go ahead and take measures to make sure that the well integrity is in place. So ODNR aware of the spill. There's also been 400 feet of missing cement that have happened with the building of this second well, and they haven't had any geologists from outside coming to consult. They haven't been doing any of the regulatory process that are in place even to make sure that the well is going to be safe once it goes up. They're not checking on the integrity. And so with the spill, they're supposed to put in these safeguards to prevent spills from happening when they drill, because otherwise the cement is compromised, which is the only thing that's keeping the waste from seeping into our groundwater supplies. And at this point, they don't know whether that's actually happened or not.
And this is important enough to you to possibly get arrested or go to jail?
This is definitely important enough for me. I live here. I grew up on a farm just outside of New Marshfield. I live outside of Millfield now, and this is my home. My land is here. My family is here, and we have nothing to gain in Athens County from these injection wells and everything to lose. This could end up creating a situation where Athens is toxic and not a place any of us can live, let alone farm and garden and feed ourselves, which, quite frankly, that's why a lot of us are here. We have one of the most amazing sustainable food cultures anywhere in the country. And we also, the whole fracking thing is totally ridiculous in Athens County. We have multiple small businesses that have sprung up around renewable energy, solar, wind, geothermal, and all of that is being threatened by friggin' subsidies that the government is giving to oil and gas industry to frack and poison us.
What action are you hopeful the EPA might be able to take?
EPA is a lot slower to permit injection wells. States where they have regulatory control have so many fewer injection wells. It's not even funny. It's 14 versus 270 some in Ohio. And Ohio is permitting these crazy, which is why most of the waste coming in to Athens County and the state is from West Virginia and Pennsylvania. And so maybe they'll be able to do something. Although, quite frankly, the states that have outright banned injection wells are the only smart ones.
What's the spelling of your last name?
My last name is Cummings.
Okay.
Crissa, Crissa. I'm 43 years old.
And you live your hometown?
It's counted as Millfield, but I'm nowhere close.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
A couple of township roads. And
Yeah. Okay. That's all I have.
Have you ever done anything like this before?
no, okay. I've never done anything remotely similar to this before.
Think I have any other questions?
Do you want to add anything?
I would just say that I do this because I care about people that live here. That they have clean water and air, they have a safe place to raise their children. You know, I go to Iraq to work with the Iraqi people, the peace team. But I care just as much. I'm going to be going back this summer, but I care just as much for the people that live here, that they can raise their children safely. And I'm appalled by the regulatory agencies and how they have treated us and our concerns. They have not responded to this.
Thank you.
I guess one other thing that I just want to mention is that part of what makes that spill that just happened so frightening is that a report just came out that 4 workers have died in the last few years from breathing in frac waste. And this is on the heels of several reports that got released that show that pregnant mothers who live within 10 miles of a fracking site have a 30% greater chance of their children being born with congenital heart defects. And nobody is looking at what the impact of living near an injection well does to air quality. And there are clear indications that it was not actually water contamination, but instead air contamination that leads to the birth defects. And then the worker deaths where they were like messing with the frac waste with it, what comes back up from the well, getting ready for transport, and they died on site from breathing it in. And that is what is going underneath the ground.
And where was that?
There's a study, National Institute of Occupational Health, that was just released, there's a link to it on the press release that just went out or will be going out, so you can find that. I believe that the deaths were in Oklahoma and North Dakota, but they were looking like it's one that they're looking at nationally. And the birth defect studies, the Colorado Institute of Health, because they've been hit really hard with the frac sites and injection well sites, have started looking at the health specifically of people living near sites.